Tell the story about the time that they introduced Dottie on stage and you went running out there.
Oh, well, we were in fact, Jack Green and I were on the show at the auditorium in Minneapolis, and Dottie was working at the Flame Club there. So we hurried through our show at the auditorium so we could get over to the Flame for Dottie's last show. And of course, it was in the winter and cold. You know how everything got so dirty. The snow would just be black, and it was just awful up there. We come around the corner, and her bus is sitting back there, and it's dirty, and it's got Jeannie Seely rolled up on the front. So we went in the back door, and we were just speaking to her, and about that time, Jimmy Johnson was introducing her for the second show, you know. And I said, what do you start your second show with? And so she told me, so Jimmy Johnson said, one more time, would you welcome Dottie West? And I just took the microphone out of her hand and walked out and started saying, take that night train to Memphis, take that night train. And the people were like, yeah, yeah, yeah. And they just kind of slowed down like, who is this? What's going on, you know? But yeah, Dottie, I miss her so much because we had so many wonderful times. We used to do so many fun things together. But at the time, Buddy probably remembers this when Hanks and my house was destroyed in a windstorm. They didn't call it a tornado. We might have got paid on the insurance, so they just called it a windstorm. But anyway, Dottie, of course, was the first one out there the next morning to see what the damage was and how we were and if we needed anything. And so she knew exactly what had happened. She knew what our plans were and the whole bit. Well, she left town, and Tammy Wynette was supposed to play Angola, Indiana, and Tammy got sick. Dottie was in the area, so they called Dottie to go fill in at that part for Tammy. Well, once again, she'd been working those fairs and all, and her bus was dirty, so she had my name on the front. And she pulled into the park. Well, the radio station there had just recently switched to country, and they still had the rock and roll disc jockeys, and they didn't know who anybody was, you know. So when they saw the bus come in with my name, you know, then they thought it must be me, you know. So he comes up there and he's saying, well, Jeannie, it's so good to have you here. We thought Dottie West was coming in, but we're delighted to have you. Well, the news about our house being wrecked had just come in on the AP, so he felt like he knew the inside on something. So he's asking her all about the damage to the house, and Dottie's just answering every question, you know, doing the whole interview. Finally, he got ready to leave, and she said, I thank you for all those wonderful things you said about my friend Jeannie Seely, and I'll tell her you said them. And she said, I'm just glad you didn't say anything bad about Dottie West because I'm Dottie West.
Do you do any Dottie West songs?
Yeah, I do a little bit of Here Comes My Baby.
Do a little bit of that.
I think, hit me something, D maybe? Does that sound right, Caps? Yeah. Here comes more tears to cry. Here comes more heartaches by. Here comes my baby back again. Here comes more misery. Here comes old memories. Here comes my baby back again. My arms the fun that Dottie was. I mean, she was so much fun. Somebody asked me if you had to sum up Dottie, and I loved holidays. All the holidays were special. I said, well, she had more Easter eggs at Easter than anybody, more jelly beans. She had more 4th of July fireworks. She had more pumpkins. You know, she had more every holiday. She had more of it because that she just had such a gusto for life, you know.